Hello everyone, this is Alraies from SCAI 2023. I'm really privileged today to be with one of the late breaker presenters, Dr. Gagan Singh, who presented about a low profile VAD device that is recently launched and first time in human. Dr. Gagan, thanks for being with us.
No problem, Chadi, thank you.
So congrats for being late presenter. Tell us about the device because it's new to the market and new for the first in human.
Yeah, for the longest time we've only had one device on the market, and competition drives innovation. Yes. So and I think even Abiomed themselves are working on additional lower profile devices. This is yet another low profile device, and then there will be more low profile devices to come. But there is a huge need, and as I'm sure everybody knows, with all the devices that we have currently, the rates of vascular complications can be, very, very problematic for patients. Yeah. Any sort of cost that a patient is admitted for during their hospitalization, whatever that cost is, if you have a vascular complication, it's almost 1.5 to 2x. Yes. They stay in the hospital longer, so it's a really big problem. And so I think lower profile is very, very important. And so this particular device, the Supera device, is a device that is 22 French when it's fully unexpanded. And then there's a lot of engineering that went on behind it. Yes. Many years of engineering that collapses all the way down to 10 French. And when it collapses down to 10 French, that's all the femoral artery sees. It's not an E-sheath, so it's not like as the device goes through, the sheath expands. It is a true 10 French that the artery sees. And then as the device comes out of the sheath in the body, it re-expands to 22 French. So it's a very nice engineering that was done to develop this nice flexible polymer that serves as the impeller. Yeah. And it goes in across the valves in an RX fashion. And then the other, I think, important feature about this device is that it gives you enough support not just for high-risk PCI, but ultimately for cardiogenic shock as well.
That's right. So walk us through the how many liters it provides, and is there different sizes for different humans?
So that's I think one of the holy grails, I think, and I don't know if this device yet solves it yet, but one of the holy grails is to have one device that does everything. Okay. Right now the predicate companies have many devices. They have a 12 French device, a 14 French device, a 5.0, 5.5, and then there's many more coming. At some point you run out of space in the cath lab to put all these devices. And so the question is, can you have one device technically be able to do everything? So this particular device has 8 settings. So, similar to Abiomed, which goes P1 through P9, this device as well also has F1 to F8 basically. And at F4, so that's, kind of the middle setting, it gives you the same amount of support as an Impella CP. Okay. At F8, which is the highest setting that you can obtain, it gives you on the benchtop at least, it can give you up to 5.5 liters of flow. Okay. And so far it's been, very promising from that aspect. But again, the first 6 patients that we treated as part of the trial were just high-risk PCI patients.
So what is the next step? Now you did the first 6 in human, so what's the next step for the trial?
Yeah, I think what's great is that the first 6 patients that were completed were all high-risk PCI patients. Yeah. Their ejection fractions on average were about 40 to 45%. We treated at least 2 different vessels, and in 2 of the patients there was a single remaining vessel. The goal was to demonstrate safety, because that's the most important thing. You can't, even if you have a fantastic device, if it's not safe, it's not worth it. So we demonstrated safety in all 6 patients, both acutely and out to 30 days. We demonstrate feasibility. You can put the device in, take it out successfully, and we did completion angiograms to make sure there was no vascular injury, there was no stroke, there was no injury to the aortic valve or the mitral apparatus, and everything worked really, really well. So the next steps are to get more clinical experience. So these 6 patients were treated in South America as part of a outside the U.S. early feasibility study. There are an additional 18 to 24 patients this summer. In parallel, we are having discussions with the FDA to have a United States feasibility study. We're in the final stages of that discussion, and we hope that by Q4 of this year, 2023, or Q1 of next year, 2024, that early feasibility study will initiate. Yeah. Currently the plan is 15 patients to start off with, and I think it'll go quickly. The FDA will review those 15 patients, and then we'll see if we need more patients. Yeah. And then the final thing that's also occurring in parallel, which is really early on, is obviously a pivotal trial, right? So in the US, we have to demonstrate not just safety, but we also have to demonstrate efficacy, right? And so a pivotal trial will help answer that question. But that'll obviously be a larger sample size and a little bit more of a complicated design, yeah.
Well, congrats. I mean, this is, as you said, the most intimidating part for the interventionalists before with the sheath size that kind of prevent cardiologists from accessing them. Yeah. Now you have 10 French, which is like a little bit bigger than the balloon pump, basically. That's
there's many patients. The patients who absolutely really need the device are the ones that are like low profile, iliofemoral diameters. They're sick, they're clamped down, they have vascular disease, they're diabetics, end-stage renal disease, and so those are the ones that really need it, and those are the ones where the barrier is a little bit higher to put in because you're worried about vascular complications. So I think there's a promise of these lower profile devices. Supera is just one of them, and then there's others to come. And I think the whole field that it's advancing in that direction is good for patients.
Absolutely.
In the end, I think that's what's exciting about this.
Yeah. Well, congrats for presenting the first 6 in human, and this is again promising options for patients with high-risk PCI as well as shock in the future. Watch these videos and others on SCAI-TV. This is Alraies from Phoenix. Dr. Singh, thanks for being with us.
Shadi, thank you. Appreciate it.